I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the Blue Lounge. We are back. We are live once again. It has been a minute. It has been quite some time. I've had to take time away from the channel, but we are back. We have started posting videos. We have started posting shorts. But this is the first live stream in about 11 months. So big up to everyone and welcome to the channel. I want to ask you for a favor. It's got to be done. This is the admin bit. I'm going to ask you for a favor, and that is to smash the like button on this video. It will mean a ton for the channel and for this particular stream itself. So smash the like button. Share the stream on your social media platforms, people. The YouTube algorithm is still adjusting to my schedule, so it isn't going to be supporting us for the next few streams. So I'm asking you to support us by sharing the stream on your social media. Comment and subscribe to the Blue Lounge. Oh, hit that like button also. Today, I have the honor of having some world champions on my panel. Some world champions that some of you may know, some of you may not. But by the end of the stream, you will definitely know these world champions. All right, let me introduce the world champions to you. Let's have a look. Who do we have? Big up, lads. Big up, big up, big up. Yes. I will start with Sadiq, Worldwide Chelsea, a channel that I was actually watching before I even started YouTube. All right, so Sadiq, big up to you. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. How you doing, my brother?
Thank you for having me, first of all, man. Pleasure to be on the first ever new live stream style. Big fan of it already. I'm impressed massively. I'm not just saying that because I'm on it, but I'm genuinely impressed with the setup so far. So thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Listen, I've been working on this setup for the past week, and I'm sure we're going to have some hiccups, we're going to have some glitches, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it works out fine. Big up to you. And then we have Blue Clouds Media, Ni Zion. I'm a big fan of his channel. I'm on his streams 24/7, so it's good to have him on my stream. Ni Zion, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, as usual. It's been a while. And that said, since I started doing these dedicated YouTube job, it was your platform was where I started these experience from, and the exposure was coming from your platform. I'm very happy to jump on again, as usual. It's like home sweet home, coming back home.
All right, listen, welcome. This is your home. This is the home of the Chelsea fan base. So everyone is welcome on here. So big up to you and thank you for making time for this. Pleasure. And we have a new face on the Blue Lounge. Actually, let's be fair. A new face in the Chelsea YouTube community. It's Matt from the Stamford Sink. Big up to you, Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thanks very much for having me, man. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and to meet you all, for sure. And I just want to say thanks, man. You've been such a legend since I started with helping me get over 500 subs and all the advice and stuff. You're an absolute legend, and it's a pleasure to be here.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Listen, we're all legends. We're world champions, yeah? We're all legends. Listen, I am so pleased to have you guys on the panel, and I'm so pleased to see some familiar names in the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat, and thank you all for being here. Do us a favor, continue your comments. I'm seeing Cassidy, I'm seeing Iman, Courtney. Big up to all of you guys. Please share the stream on your social media, lads. I know you guys have a following on social media, so share the stream on your social media. Let's get the YouTube algorithm to look favorably on us once again. So big up to everyone. And thank you all for being here. And also let me know what you think of the setup, lads, in the chat. Let me know if you like it, if you want to see any changes. If you think the screen for the panelists is too small and I'm just taking up too much of the screen, let me know in the chat, people. All right, so let's get into the first topic. And let me bring it up on the screen for you guys. The first topic I want to talk about is Estevan Williams has now arrived in London ahead of training with Chelsea at Cobham tomorrow. Estevao seen as part of Enzo Maresca's first team plans. Maresca is gonna insert him into the first team by the looks of things. He's training tomorrow. What do you guys feel about this? Let me start with Worldwide Chelsea. What do you feel about Estevao Williams' chances this coming season?
Yeah, I think obviously the tweets that we see nowadays, it's very hard to have full faith in every single one nowadays. But I do really hope he is part of the first team. We saw in the Club World Cup what he can do against us, of course, with a great goal. Some would say Sanchez should have done better, but watching him play, we saw our players attacking him as well. We saw Cucurella, we saw Enzo Fernandez, everyone giving it a very, very hard time. It was like a welcome. We saw Cole Palmer, as you can see on the screen. Not that they understand the language barrier, of course, but yeah, I do hope he is part of the first team. But seeing the news, everything changes, which I'm sure we'll be talking about other topics, of course. It's very hard to believe everything that we do see nowadays.
100%, 100%. I mean, with the current squad that we have, with the amount of players that we have that play in that position, do you think he'll be given a fair opportunity, Sadiq?
Yeah, I think obviously with the amount of competitions that we have and the games, at least what we're looking at over 50 games at least on a minimum. So chances will be given for sure. It just depends on what competitions, I'd say, definitely.
All right, appreciate that. Me, Estevao Williams. What's his chances for next season?
I think chances are very great. We expect this kind of signing. If you look at the project and when the owners came in, you could tell that they looking at young prospects or players that are within under the age of 25. He really fits into it. It's, I would say, generational signing. And if you look at what the way South American, I would say the pundits and sports analysts, the way they rate this player, they rate him very, very highly. They see him as the next Neymar coming up from Brazil. And if you look at, no doubt, if you look at the competition that we just ended in America, the World Club World Cup competition, we saw that this is a talent that every top team would love to have in the football club. But I was a bit surprised when he chose Chelsea over all those big talents over there. So yeah, expectations. I don't think it's going to be high on him because his first time playing in Europe. It won't be that high on him. They will really look into him and try, integrate him slowly into the team. But yeah, what a talent has Chelsea signed, and Chelsea going forward. If you take Cole Palmer away from there, he will be a big name that will be on our sheet each and every time we go on the pitch. So it's a good signing.
You said you were a little bit surprised that he chose Chelsea. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, when I say I'm surprised, if you look at how the South American, the Spanish teams used to grab all these young talent. I know Chelsea have done some in the past, young players, but now look, if you go, you think Real Madrid was there for him, Barcelona was there for him, but he said, no, I want to join Chelsea. That was I was a bit surprised when he said that. It means that he's seen something that in the past that other young players, we remember when we have the likes of Drogba as the top names, they're always looking for finished articles. It becomes very difficult for young players to get a chance at Chelsea. But now every young player in the world wants to join Chelsea because they know that when they join Chelsea, they will get a chance to play.
Brilliant. Listen, I think this is something that we're seeing a lot of. Especially, we'll talk about Xavi Simons and Garnacho in a second, but I think the fan base is a little bit surprised at how much love a lot of these players have for Chelsea Football Club because of the history that we have. So you mentioned some legends there, but yeah, no, I agree. Chelsea is a very attractive destination for a lot of people. Matt, Estevao Williams coming to Chelsea, training tomorrow, new season ahead. Playing in the Premier League, young lad. What's your thoughts?
I think it's a really interesting one, man. We've all since obviously we signed him a little while ago now, isn't it? We got him at the same time as Kendrick Paez. And I think we've all seen the the highlights and stuff of how well he's done in Brazil, I think it was really promising to see him do so well in the Club World Cup in general against much, much bigger opposition, us included. And if I'm honest, I think Esteval is indicative of a massive change we're going to see in football in general. Like, I think we're in the early throes of it right now. But, you know, we always talk about how young our team is. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, what we're looking at really is like 21 to 23. Like, we still look at that as like a really young player. I think that average age is going to start to drop. And I think people like Esteval Willian are the beginning of this like new generation of really young footballer that they're looking to bring into the Premier League to be able to play first team football and to also make sure that they keep value on top of them. So I'm kind of seeing Esteval Willian as not just being like a really good prospect for Chelsea in future, but I kind of think this might be the sort of player that we start seeing in the Premier League going forward as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the potential that he has, and especially seeing his performances in the Club World Cup. I mean, for me, the Club World Cup was a proper tournament. I know there's people who said it was a friendly tournament with a lot of money, but no, it was a serious tournament. We had some serious teams in there, and the performances that he put in, and especially the performance that he put in against us, knowing that he's coming to us literally after the 90 minutes are up, it shows, it shows commitment. It shows that this guy is willing to go up until the end, with his commitment. So I rate him for that, and. I'm gonna go to the next tweet, and I'll start with you, Matt.
Okay.
So the next one is, here we go, that we waited for a very long time to see. Looks good in the shirt. I'm not so sure about the badge though. I like the old one, to be fair. But what's your expectations for Joel Hato?
Yeah, first off, man, I agree with you. I think I like the idea of the badge, but it's a bit much and it's pretty big. But Joel Hato, like, I've done loads of deep dives on him recently, and I was kind of expecting him to be this slightly more defensive option to provide cover for Cucurella and Levi Colwill. But going into his stats, he got 6 assists last season. Do you know what I mean? So I expect him to be not necessarily as versatile as a Cucurella. I do think he offers something different, but I expect him to actually be kind of like, a bit more of a creative force than I was expecting initially when we signed him. I think he looks like a really interesting player. It's mad that he's 19. Like, it's absolutely mad that he's 19, isn't it? But no, I think he looks wicked, man. I don't think he's going to struggle for game time. And the other thing that I think might be interesting is because Cucurella is so versatile, I think there might be the option to have Joel Hato playing in that left-back spot. And as we've seen with the likes of Malo Gusto and as we've seen with Reece James, maybe Cucurella starts getting a bit more midfield time in some games as well, just to offer something a little bit different.
Interesting you said that, because I'm thinking there's a good chance that we may change formation next season. We may play 5 at the back and use 2 10s potentially with Xavi and Palmer. And I think Cucurella and this lad can interchange, because if he plays as a centre back, left sided centre back, Cucurella on the left, we can see that interchange happening. I'm going to go to Worldwide Chelsea. Sadiq, what's your thoughts on Joel Hato, and what's your thoughts on the badge?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with both of you on the badge already. Looks good, but I think it's just a bit too big. It should be a bit smaller for sure. Hato, is a great one. Multiple positions, as you guys have spoken about. Other teams such as Arsenal wanted him clearly, and has chosen Chelsea, the biggest club in London, of course. So it's a very, very good option to have. As you guys said, I think you both made great points on the formation and the interchange that Cucurella can come through the middle. I think that's exactly what it is as well. So it will be interesting to see how Maresca in his second season does, because obviously a lot of people have their critics on the manager and their opinions. But I think now, he's got the team over a year now. He kind of knows what to expect. So I'm hoping we do see some change now.
100%. I'm seeing a lot of names in the chat, a lot of familiar names. Big up to all of you. I see Dan, I see Dominic, I see, let me just have a scroll up. Cassidy, have I missed anyone? I'm going to make sure I've said hello to everyone. Behind the dugout, Matt, this is one of your mates, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a really good lad. I did a call up with him a little while ago. Really good guy.
We might get him on at some point. Behind the dugouts, stay tuned. We might get you on in future streams. What have I just got on the screen? All right. I think I've lost Knee. Knee, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You just
Sorry.
went off the screen for a second there. Knee, what's your thoughts on Joel Hato? What's your expectations for next season with Joel Hato?
Incredible. Do I have a say on the badge also?
Of course you do.
Yeah, I think
The
that
badge, the kit, the socks.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out, mate.
I mean, it would be nice if they can reshape. I mean, not reshape the size of the badge. If at least it will be in the same size with the logo that we have, the Chelsea logo, it would be nice. So it looks like it's too big, but they're trying to make it look the same as the trophy itself, the biggest trophy we've ever seen in the world in terms of football trophies. So yeah, I understand with what people are trying to do over here. But anyway, looking at Hato, another player. Look, he's one of the top players in it. I mean, in Europe right now, outstanding player, tackles. But my only problem with this player is he's gonna learn. He's got a lot to learn in terms of how he flies in with the tackles, and I get a bit worried watching a lot of highlights. And he's already on point, but England in the Premiership, the players are very quick, and if he's not careful, we might end up seeing some cats flying left, right, center for him. But also, just like I do agree with you guys in terms of the tactical, analysis of what we might end up seeing in the upcoming season from Enzo Maresca. Would he go back three, back five, or whatever it is? I don't think we might see him a lot in the center back position, because I think that we have a lot of players that Enzo Maresca want to see more of them in the centre back role. Maybe in cup competition we might end up seeing him playing that role. But if he's seeing that centre back group, that means that Cucurella will be playing. But if Cucu is not playing, it means that he will be in that left back position, which it means that he's not going to have enough time in that left centre back position. So with me saying that, I don't have a doubt it will take time for him to understand the English game. But yeah, it's a good signing. It's a really, really much. And we're all worried about if Chelsea are definitely going to do a deal to support Cucurella, because 60 games or 60 plus games whole season, Cucurella can't do it by himself. It's going to be very difficult and a lot of pressure on his shoulders. And definitely Giroud Hato would definitely learn from the likes of Cucurella, who have seen it all in European football, winning the Euros with Spain, and also in the World Cup also, So yeah, it's a good signing.
Nee, I'll have to be honest. And say this. Joel Hato is not a player that I knew too much about until we started to get linked with him. I've seen him play, but I've not really paid too much attention to him. And it's like, you wouldn't unless there was a reason for it. And when we started to get linked to him, I did a bit of research. I did a bit of as you do, you watch the clips on YouTube and try to get an assessment of the player. But do you think he's an aggressive tackler? Do you think he's an aggressive lad?
Yeah, very aggressive. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. He's on point. He gets the ball all right, but he goes to the floor. He goes to the ground too often, and I'm sure they will train and they'll tell him, you can't do that here. Too many times you see him on the ground and sliding in tackles and winning tackles on the ground.
Fair enough. All right. Cool. All right. Next story, and Nee, I'll let you crack on with this one first.
Yes, sir.
It's Fabrizio Romano, and he said, exclusive, RB Leipzig have asked Chelsea about Tyreek George during club-to-club talks for Xavi Simons. Separate topic and not into same deal, but George has attracted interest from Bundesliga and RB Leipzig are keen. He's prepared to leave Chelsea due to limited space as revealed. So Tyreek George, a player who has impressed when he's played for Chelsea, but hasn't had a lot of opportunities, and he could be on his way out to RB Leipzig. it might be to sweeten the deal with Xavi Simons transfer. What's your thoughts on this, Nee?
Look, when it comes to Premier League players, I'm always stunned and I always support Premier League players. These young players, just like these young players, is coming from the rank. He's gone through the Chelsea academy. He knows what it is to play in the Premier League. We've seen a few highlights of him. We saw his performance in the Conference League, and also we saw a few of his performance also in the Club World Cup competition, also in the Premier League. He's a good player. The hypes on Xavi Simons is very high, just like we saw with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. I'm always scared bringing in Bundesliga players with big, huge price tag and also the hype on them. I'm not convinced with Bundesliga players. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but majority of them that we've had them here in terms of young age. Not, I'll say, when I talk about experience, I'm always talking about playing in the highest competitions and number of games as a player has played in his career. I'm not looking at age, but when you talk about age, those that they've come to from the Bundesliga with age 27, 26, 27, they've done well. They've done well for us, but those under the age 25, they always don't do well for us. Timo Werner example. Kai Havertz is also another example. I'm worried about him, his style of play, the way he plays is very, very exciting to watch. Beautiful. He does a lot of skills and tricks, and we've seen that most of the time those players doesn't hit the ground running in the Premier League. Will Chelsea have that much time for him? I don't think so. The nature of the base is if they bring you in, you don't perform, they'll ship you over. They'll find a way to sell you and bring another one who can work for the system.
Fair enough. Tariq George is what I want to really know in regards to him being sold. Do you think that's a good idea? I know we have got a lot of players in that position, especially with Williams coming in, potentially Garnacho, who we'll talk about in a second, Xavi Simons. But don't you think a loan deal would possibly be a better option for him?
100%. That's where I was building the point from. Tariq George, if it's an enemy, I already know what kind of enemy he is in the Premier League. I know what he can provide to me or for me in the Premier League. Sell him directly, I think it's a no. Give it, either you make a deal to for RB Leipzig, a season loan deal for him, or for his development, and also see what you can get from him. Maybe there could be an option to buy, or if you say no, I don't want to stay at the football club, you bring him back to Chelsea. But I think that it would be a wrong idea to sell him strictly to RB Leipzig. I want to see what Tariq George can do in our league. I don't know why we're selling him, but if it has to do with finances to make sure to keep the club going, I'm all for it because we have enough.
All right. I'm going to go to Worldwide Chelsea. Sadiq, I know you posted a video speaking about this earlier today.
Yeah.
From what I gather, you're also of the mindset that we shouldn't really be selling him. We should be trying to, develop him maybe, and give him a proper chance. Give us your full take on the whole Tariq situation.
Yeah, look, I love to be as positive as possible with Chelsea sales and stuff, but we know the model is, if we have someone from the academy and we can get full profit, like we've seen with, the likes of Gallagher, who went for 40 million. If an opportunity was to come, Chelsea will take it. That's just a simple truth. I think what the difficult moment here is that I think he should be at least a squad depth type of player that can help us, during difficult times. So that's why I was hoping for even a Premier League loan. It doesn't have to be overseas. It's a bit weird that Leipzig are suddenly interested. Obviously, Chelsea must have mentioned it. This is not out of the blue. And we know the news that we see is what they want us to believe. I'm sure Tariq George, there might be a different scenario. You just don't know, right? So this always happens when a sale goes through, then the truth comes out. There's two sides. We've seen it with Mason Mount and, Kai Havertz, for example, in the past. So what we can see from Fabrizio Romano is saying he wants to move because of game time.
Yeah.
That's just, it feels like he's slightly being pushed out as well at the same time, if you know what I mean.
And the squad space as well, yeah.
So that's why I don't believe every single detail. You know how the YouTube game is. You can't believe every single bit. So I think if an offer was to come in 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is, Chelsea will take it. That's just the honest truth.
Yeah. Matt, I know you you're big on stats. You're big on numbers.
Stats.
Yeah, and I've seen some of your videos. And by the way, lads, all my panelists have their links in the description. If you're not following, you're not watching, click on their channels, give them a subscription, watch a couple of videos. You might like their content. You never know. I do, but just give it a watch. Give it a watch, yeah? So, Matt, I know you made a video which almost got your channel cancelled, talking about the winger situation. So, where does Tyreek George fit in all of this?
So I've actually got a slightly different view on the Tyreek George thing. A little while
Okay.
ago, I was 100% the same, and this is largely before we started getting linked with Garnacho. And as much as there are things that I would like to see happen, I always try to be objective about how the ownership see it and how things are going to move going forward. So if we do bring in like a Garnacho and fill out that left wing spot a bit more, I actually think in the current climate and what we're starting to see happen is selling Tyreek George might not be a terrible idea, and I'll tell you why. So.
Okay.
Obviously, we've got the sister club thing going on at the moment with Strasbourg, right? And for instance, we bought Mati Samugu 6 months ago, and now we've sold him to Strasbourg. That's not really a sale. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's not exactly the same because Red Bull Leipzig aren't a sister club, but they are another multi-club model. And I absolutely see the Blue Cobras cozying up to them being like, we like your model, let's be friends. It's, you know, similar things like how we're a bit cozy with Aston Villa when we did the Ian Matson and Amari Kellerman thing. The way I see this might be a bit of a you scratch our back and we'll scratch yours. We get the Xavi Simons deal over the line. We sell them Tyreek George for cheap and probably put some sort of buyback clause option in there after a few years as well. And the other thing I think about that, for the development of the player, for the actual development of the player, a sale might be better because in the player's mind, how many times have we seen people go out on loan? Like, think about like, what's his name? Andre Santos. We loaned him to Nottingham Forest, couldn't get any game time. How many times have we loaned really promising players out to teams and he just doesn't fit and he doesn't end up getting played and it's, and it just doesn't work out. If they buy him, they've got monetary interest in him. If he's bought by them, he's like, this is my club now. So from a development point of view, there's actually more like interest from him to the club and from the club to him in order to develop him, rather than just thinking, well, we've got him on loan from Chelsea, so he's not, we're not going to we'd rather put effort into our own stars and our own people. So I think in the really rapidly changing climate of football financial structures and how deals are done and loans and stuff, I'm actually starting to back a sale, if I'm honest, because I think that for his development, if he feels part of that team, maybe he develops better, maybe he plays better while he's out there. And in a couple of years, if he's unbelievable and we desperately want him back on our left wing and we can buy him for 20, 30 mil because we put that buyback clause in, then that might work out for us well in the future.
I see that. And I agree. We have to look at the different scenarios, the different avenues and how they can work out. Okay, now I see a lot of comments about Garnacho, so we're going to address it. We're going to talk about it.
I get a very question related to what Matt just said. And
go right ahead.
Yeah,
Go right ahead.
I want to ask, do you think that from the bad experience we've had with some of our players that we've loaned them out, is there a chance that they should start put setting clauses in the contract for these young players? In example, we want you to play this player. He has to get this amount of minutes in the Bundesliga or in your league. This is what we need from this player. If you breach that, if you don't allow him, that means that you're gonna pay us this amount of money because you did not stick to your guts. Is there a way that they can do something like that? So we always guarantee that our players that we send on loan will get game time.
Is that to me? Is it me?
Yeah, it's up to you. I was saying that. Is there a way?
I 100% agree that is something I would love to see. If there was a way to loan out a player and kind of like you say if he doesn't get 20 games or so many hours or whatever, then you owe us a fine or we'll bring him back early or something like that. The only problem I see with that is, as far as the contract negotiation goes, that's going to put a club off. If there's another option available to them that is a bit more free and a bit more open, I think so. While I 100% agree with you, I think we should do that if we can, but I only a little bit concerned that doing stuff like that might make it more difficult to loan players out, and that might ultimately leave us with a lot more players on our books for the upcoming season. So it's I 100% agree. I think it's a great idea, but I think the negotiation would be a bit more difficult.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. All right, Garnacho. Let's have a look. What do we have on Garnacho? So, Ruben Amorim, Alejandro Garnacho is really talented boy, but sometimes things don't work out. You can't explain specifically what it is. It's clear he wants different thing with different leadership, told the BBC. Chelsea on it as revealed. Now, I am going to start. Who am I missing to start first? I think it's Sadiq, or is it Matt? Or is it
I think it's Matt.
It's Matt. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just switch screens because this one is a little bit more of a broader. Oh, wrong screen. Here we go. This is the screen. All right. Technical difficulties. It happens. All right. So Alejandro Garnacho, specifically Xavi Simons, also has been actively seeking a move to Chelsea Football Club via social media. They have been removing tags. They have been liking posts. My concern is, and I know I have a different mindset on my panel in regards to Alejandro Garnacho. I know there's some who like him, some who don't like him. I like to stay on the fence for the time being. But what he did by liking a post that Fabrizio Romano posted in regards to the move for Alejandro Garnacho from Man United to Chelsea, is that lack of discipline? Is that an indicator of what we could see in the future? Because we've had problematic players in the past who have caused upsets, caused uproars. I'll name one, Romelu Lukaku, with the interview to Sky Sports Italia. Could we see a similar scenario with Garnacho? Should we sign him? Where do you stand on the whole Garnacho thing, Matt?
So I think things are really different. Like you say, what we definitely went through a massive period was player power, right? Player power was such a huge thing for such a long time. Things don't really look like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? It definitely seems to be the money is what does the talking, and the managers are starting to get that power back and stuff. I think it's one of those. I think a player won't be a problem if he's happy. And I know that sounds, because as far as I'm aware, Garnacho wasn't a problem kind of until Amorim came along. And I think that was probably evident from the off, because Amorim's tactical formation doesn't really have a room for someone like a Garnacho, because Garnacho is not a wing back and he's not an inside pocket forward. Do you know what I mean? Like attacking midfielder forward kind of thing. He's kind of a byline winger, more in the likes of a Jamie Gittins or something. So I think maybe the reason Garnacho is playing up a bit more is because the writing has been on the wall since Ruben Amorim came in from the off. Do you know what I mean? So I will kind of give him a bit of benefit in the doubt in that respect. Do you know what I mean? Because it must be really difficult. Like, you remember when Mourinho came in and Juan Mata just like was one of the best players in our team, and then all of a sudden he just stopped playing because Mourinho was like, "No, you don't defend enough, or you don't run enough." And obviously Juan Mata was a consummate professional, but it must be Garnacho's a young lad, like 21 years old. He's had a really good couple of seasons of progression, and he's starting to, he's obviously thinks, he's got big confidence, big character, and I think that this kind of thing with the attitude is a kind of a symptom of big character. And the problem with that is when things are working, you want that big character because it means a player believes in himself more and he'll try that outrageous overhead kick that he did, for instance. Do you know what I mean? That was literally a product of that kind of character. And the other side of it is when you're not feeling loved and you're not feeling welcome and they're not being very clear with you about, because we were in for him in January as well, weren't we? Like, we've been talking about this for a while. So he's been there for 6 months knowing that he's not wanted, missed out on the Europa League final. So yes, the attitude thing is a bit of a problem, but he's also not being treated particularly well, being that he's been there for so long from such a young age and he's given so much to the club as well.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to leave Nee to the end because I kind of know what Nee's going to say. I'm going to leave Nee to the end. Sadiq, what's your thoughts on the whole Garnacho thing?
Yes, it's an interesting one. I have no issues with talent that we see from him. He's been in the Premier League for a while. Stamford Singh has also mentioned about the goal against Everton, which I don't think we'll see any Chelsea player recent times, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, do. So yeah, I mean, on the field, no issues. I agree with the tactics, doesn't fit in United system, of course. And he would fit in Chelsea. Like, that's the honest truth. He would fit in Chelsea, but it's just off the pitch. You said at the start, your time was different. I'm kind of in the middle of that time under social media at this age. So I get what you're saying, but we have social media now. Do these guys run their accounts like that? Because we see a lot of robotic ones that don't have any control, and then we see the likes of Garnacho and his brother, for example, involved now. So it's a very, very interesting time. He will come to Chelsea. I think we have to accept that now. But I'm just hoping the fee would be similar to like Liam Delap, where it's a market opportunity where we get it for a good deal. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. And Blue Lounge, thanks for having me, man. It's been a pleasure, and big up to the panel as well.
Big up to you, Sadiq. Big up to you, Worldwide Chelsea. Listen, lads, Sadiq's channel is in the description. Worldwide Chelsea. I can't tell you the journey that this lad has had on YouTube. I mean, he's been there. He's done everything. Okay, one of the best YouTube channels. I mean, one of the reasons why I started YouTube is because of channels like Worldwide Chelsea. Giving a platform for people to discuss and to share their thoughts and opinions. Pioneer of the streaming. Okay, he was streaming before anyone else was doing it.
Classic,
So,
classic.
so
days.
big up to you, Sadiq, and thank you for making time. And we will see you again. We will see you again on the Blue Line.
100%. We'll see. Big up the panel.
Take care. Big up.
Nice to meet you, man.
All right, Nee, your thoughts on Garnacho and what he did?
All right, I'm going to start from what he did. Mo, thank you very much. I don't think Garnacho have done anything wrong at all.
Okay.
It's all about the mainstream media trying to make this boy look so bad. But to be honest with you, if you look at what he's done nothing wrong at all. He hasn't done anything wrong. He went and there was a positive vibe on a club that he wants to join, and he likes it. He went in and liked it. If you look at what Xavi Simon is not a Chelsea player. He's not a Chelsea player, but he was able to track Chelsea website. And when you go to the comment, Xavi Simon liked the signing of Joel Hato, and he said, "My boy," and he liked it. And he comment, and then he liked what he saw at Chelsea. Should we say that's an attitude situation because he's not a Chelsea player, and what's going on at Chelsea is none of his business? But he's been linked heavily to join Chelsea. But he has a time to go to Chelsea website and put a like on the video, and even had the guts to type in "my boy." You get what I mean? So yeah. I mean, they're all human. We all say they're all human, and I would say all our fans, especially in the UK, let's embrace the talent coming to Chelsea Football Club. One, we all say attitude. No one is talking about the talent of these young players. No one is talking about the talent. That's why I'm in love with Alejandro Garnacho joining the football club, because no one is telling me that he's not a good player. But what they keep saying is, oh, he's got an attitude. Attitude can be managed. It can be managed at any time. And there's so many history at that football club that players that has difficulties at their football club, or they say they have bad attitude, when they join Chelsea Football Club, we don't see those things happening in the game. It means that it's not a player, it's not a football club, it is where they're coming from, the environment. And a lot of football players will tell you, legends, top stars will tell you that when the environment and when you don't feel like the club really appreciate your effort, or they don't even want you there, it affects your gameplay. It affects your morale. It affects everything you do at the football club. And I can give you another example. Victor Osimhen realized that Napoli did not treat him well. They did not like him. They did not do certain things to help him become a better player. We saw things happen, how things unrolled with his career at Napoli. He ended up finding himself at Galatasaray. Now Galatasaray have covered the money and made his move permanent. And he's very, very happy at Galatasaray. We've seen Jadon Sancho. We've seen Paul Pogba. We've seen a lot of top names that have gone to United and things haven't worked out for them. What happened with Jadon Sancho with Erik ten Hag? They said he needs to apologize. They feel like he didn't do anything wrong. He went he went on loan. He went on loan to Borussia Dortmund. He was outstanding in the Bundesliga. We saw his performance also in the Champions League. So it's a culture at Manchester United that are making these players behave the way they behave. The player power in United is still there. But when it comes to Chelsea, no player power things goes on. I feel like when he comes in, he will fit in very well because they got young players there. Everyone is trying to secure a position. He knows that he's never, ever better than Cole Palmer on the pitch. He knows he's not better than maybe Pedro Neto on the pitch. He has to work so hard to be able to get in there. But when you're playing with the likes of some other players on the pitch, which there's not much competition for you, and you feel like you're better than them, you want to play, that is the problem. But he knows he's not better than those that Chelsea already have. We've won top trophies where his Manchester United hasn't won it. So he will understand and learn from it. So I think that, Alejandro Garnacho, if he has talent, I'm happy for the talent. I've seen it in the Premier League. Premier League proven he's been in the league for quite some time. Easy for him to understand how we want to play. Whether manager wants him or the manager doesn't want him, I don't know about that one. I can't argue on it. But I feel like those that are bringing the players in, those that brought Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo, Marco Kurela, they're the same people looking at Alejandro Garnacho and they feel like there's a talent in there that can help the football club. Anyone that comes in to help the football club, that is what I'm into. So I don't have any case on Alejandro Garnacho joining the football club. Thank you.
Fair enough. I want to just say this. Garnacho is known to have certain discipline issues. Maybe not directly from him, maybe from his family, from his brother, but there are certain discipline issues. Now, could this affect our dressing room? And the reason why I say this is because Enzo Maresca has built a dressing room that works for each other, that supports each other, that plays for the team, plays for the badge, and we've seen it. We've seen the way the players fight for each other, not only on the pitch, but even on their social media, off the pitch. There is that rapport. There is that family bond between the players, which is brilliant. Because if you want to be a successful team, you need to play as a team. And in the past, we've seen some great teams with great players, but they didn't have that team spirit, and they failed. Could Garnacho do something to disturb that? And is this a sign of that, or is it just, a person of this generation reacting to a social media post that he thinks is relevant to him? Matt, let me hear your thoughts.
I think the social media thing is so I don't really buy into it that much, man. There's been so many stories over the years since, Instagram's gotten really big and all this, that and the other. This player's like this. Does it mean this, this and this? Garnacho knows that there's a lot of talk about him going to Chelsea and he wants that move. So it's not crazy that he's done that at all. If we're talking about attitude and buying players in, if I'm completely honest, it's not even just Garnacho we've got to look at. Xavi Simons, if we're really going in for Xavi Simons, there's loads of stories about Xavi Simons being a really big charismatic personality that doesn't always take advice and isn't very humble and has been occasionally problematic from time to time.
Let me cut you off for 1 second, Matt. Great point, but why do you think that hasn't been emphasized as much as Garnacho? Because it's a valid point, but you don't really hear about it much. But the Garnacho one, you hear a lot about it.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one, and I think it's purely because Garnacho's been in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? I think that all of the stuff, the main of the attitude stuff for Simons happened at PSG. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It started at PSG when he was 17 years old. There was some weird stories about the Leipzig stuff because he's been on loan there and that for a while. I think we're hyper focused on Garnacho because the British football media is the biggest, flashiest, most brash out there media in the entire world. Do you know what I mean? We talk about everything all the time. If a player buys a Snickers in a shop, then it's going to be on an Instagram post somewhere. Do you know what I mean? That is literally just what the British media is like. So I think the thing is, we've not been talking about Xavi Simons in general up until he's been linked to us. Do you know what I mean? So it's similar to that. Whereas Garnacho, even though he's been a United fan, we're all Premier League fans. So the majority of the news that we see is about the Premier League, and we don't get exposed. You know, why would the English media pull a story about Xavi Simons potentially having a bad attitude at PSV Eindhoven or Red Bull Leipzig or PSG when he was 17 years old? So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, sweet. Need do you want to come in onto it? Or?
Yeah. I think the size of the club also matters. And if you look at the fan base, they're very huge. Man United are very huge compared to RB Leipzig. So they scrutinize every little thing that goes in the football club. Even training ground, things that goes on there, it's always highlighted. Even people that are even mowing the grass are even highlighted on the training ground more than even someone winning a major trophy somewhere else in the football club. So yeah, they will make the player look bad. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not listening to what it comes in the media. I'm just looking at the player's talent on the pitch. That's what because when it comes to the pitch, he's not going to be doing social media stuff on the pitch. He's playing football, and that's where I'm judging the player. I'm judging the player based on him running and running the chain on the left hand side. He's not having cell phone on the pitch. You get what I'm saying? And his brother is not with his brother. He's doing his job and he's being paid by Chelsea. So I'm looking at the player based on talent wise and his would I say it's industry. His industry on the pitch, but not just social media. Because if we want to use the social media, so many players we're not going to have in our football club. Even Diego Maradona, with all his things that he was doing, he was still within regarding the highest level, playing football everywhere. So, yeah, Cantona also. So we have to put that aside. It's manageable. All these manageable. If Alex Ferguson was able to manage Eric Cantona, that should tell you that this Manchester United are keen or known for having these kind of troublemakers at their football club.
I just want to talk to you for 1 second. Alex Ferguson did manage Cantona, but Cantona still managed to kick a fan in the stands. So, there's a balancing act.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is he created another dressing room for Cantona alone, for him to have that peace of mind not to interrupt with what he's trying to do. That's my main point. But Alejandro Garnacho is young. He's not even at his peak yet. So his situation is very easy. Enzo Maresca, I trust this man. He said, if you don't work hard enough, if you don't train hard enough, you're not going to get in this team. And we saw it with Joao Felix. We saw it. He believed that Felix was not training hard enough, and he didn't give it that game time. He wants to see everyone working hard on the training pitch. And I'm sure if Alejandro Garnacho joined Chelsea, focus on his career, and really wants to get in Chelsea's team, he has to hear what Enzo Maresca is saying and get in there.
All right. Thank you, Nee. I have got one more question to ask you guys before we wrap up. And just want to say big up to everyone in the chat. Your comments have been coming in thick and fast. I've not had a chance to... My screen is a little bit small, so it's a bit hard to read the comments, but I have tried to take on a lot of your questions and a lot of your points, and hopefully, if we don't answer them today, we will get around to them and answer them in future streams. So thank you all for your comments. I want to just say this: the transfer window has just over a month. Is it the 8th of August it shuts? Yeah, just under a month. So we've got just under a month left in the transfer window, and I want to know something past the transfer window. Let's look at the new season. What do you guys think, realistically, we will be achieving next season? And I know we love our club. We are enthusiastic about the upcoming season. We've had some nice, strong, signings. We've got Gittins. We've got João Pedro, we've got Delap. We're potentially getting a whole bunch of new players. But realistically, what is your expectations? And before I ask you guys to answer, I want to see the guys in the chat also answer this question. In the chat, let me know what your expectations are for Chelsea this season coming. Nee, we'll start with you. What's your expectations? What do you think we're going to achieve this season, realistically?
Thank you very much for the question. I know a lot of people are scared that the addition of Liverpool will make things very difficult for every Premier League club to win the Premier League trophy. Where I see it the other way. I see it the other way. I feel like since the club hasn't won the Premier League for a very long time, I think it's getting to about 7 years now, they will be pushing for that. Regarding the Champions League, they won it not too long ago. 2021, it's not too long ago, and that Chelsea won it. So with them, I feel like they will be pushing more in the Premier League to win it. Whether it will be easy for them or not easy, I feel like it's not going to be easy, but it's something that they can achieve. Looking at Liverpool, they brought in Florian Wirtz, they brought in Hugo Ekitike. They've sent out Diaz, which I believe was more instrumental to their title winning last season, with Mo Salah on the right-hand side, which contributed 70%. Are we going to see more of Mo Salah? And if Mo Salah goes down, can Ekitike be able to that consistent? And I've had my a view on Ekitike either. Also, I feel like Liverpool will struggle a bit trying to integrate all these players that they've brought in. They're world-class players, but two of them, which Ekitike and Vet hasn't played in the Premier League before. So they might find time struggling or, trying to adjust into the league, which it could be ups and downs. They will be good, but there will be a little bit of inconsistency there. But with Chelsea, they have the core of the team already. The thing that they were lacking last season was a finisher. Nicholas Jackson, good player, but he's not a finisher. I've always have my my prediction on him that he's an all-round player, but not a finisher. If you have Nicholas Jackson to finish your goals for you, it's not going to be. Who are we lacking? We're lacking a finisher, which we have Pedro. Was it Ja Pedro? No, Pedro. What's his name?
Delap.
We have Delap. No, I'm talking about the other guy from Brighton.
João Pedro.
No, João Pedro. Is it João Pedro. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm getting confused with João Pedro and Pedro Neto. So João Pedro ain't a good finisher, and Delap playing with average players, scoring 12 goals for Ipswich. I think that if we create those chances for him, clear-cut chances, playing with the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, who has that eye of Cesc Fabregas to give him those passes, I'm sure, because people don't even see what Palmer was doing. Although he wasn't scoring goals, he was creating big chances for our finishers or strikers to finish by, which they couldn't take it. And I believe that the answer for or the problem last season was the goal scoring has been solved with Pedro. What's his name? Delap and the João Pedro will give us more goals. So I feel we can challenge. We can challenge for Premier League. I'm not saying challenge. I feel like they can win it. So winning the Premier League is where I want them to do. I want them to win the Premier League. Champions League, if you get to semi-finals, then the ultimate is to win it. Besides that, I'm not worried about these domestic trophies. I'm not worried about this Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I want to see them winning the Premier League and then getting far in the Champions League. If you get to semi-finals, then why win it? Why not win it? So that's where, if they don't win the domestic trophies, I don't care about it. But
I'm going to have to ask you again because I've lost track. What are we winning? What are we winning? Premier League, Champions League?
The Premier League. We win the Premier League and then the Champions League, at least the finals and semi-finals.
All right. So Premier League, Champions League will advance to late stages. Yeah. All right, brilliant. Matt, what's your expectation for this season coming?
Maybe I'm not as optimistic, but I do. So I've got this sneaking suspicion that City are going to be back in a big way next season. I think they've been quietly building, and the fact that everyone's been talking about Liverpool and Arsenal, and people aren't actually talking about the fact that City have regenerated their team in a 6-month period and have got some really, really strong looking players on there. And how often has Pep Guardiola had 2 bad seasons in a row, right? So with that in mind, I think Liverpool will be up there in that challenge. I think we can finish 3rd or 4th. What I expect is for us to get in the top 4 without as much of a struggle as it was last season. Obviously, last season it went right down to the last day and it was a nail biter against Nottingham Forest. I would expect us to have clinched top 4 with some games left to go. I think semis is possible in the Champions League, and I think it's really important that we actually go for a domestic cup next season, because I think we need, even if it's not massive, we need to keep winning stuff. Do you know what I mean? And that will help the team and the lads build that culture and that mentality and that mindset of winning in general. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see, man. Like, there's so many new parts coming into Chelsea next season. I'm always very cautious about. It's so like it's not like Football Manager and FIFA where you know put 7-8 different new players in a team and it all just works magically. Like there's egos and differences and cultures and things to figure out, and it's not even just about what happens on the pitch. There's so much off the pitch that needs to be good for them to be able to be good on the pitch as well. So yeah, I think that we've got a solid spine now, the likes of Cucurella, Caicedo, Levi Colwill, Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, Neto, and we're filling in just a couple of those spots and starting to get wicked backups for people like Uriel Hato, for instance. But now, I don't think a title run is impossible. We were second in December, the season gone, and our team's nowhere near was as good as it's looking now. Do you know what I mean? So, of course, it's possible. But realistically, yeah, I expect a easier Champions League placing. So I would expect there to be maybe 3 or 4 games left at the end of the season, and we're already definitely top 4. Semis in the Champions League, and I would like to see us win a domestic cup.
Brilliant. I think I agree with Nee in regards to Champions League. Maybe semi-finals, maybe quarterfinals, maybe if we might even get to the final. We might, if Chelsea gets to the Champions League final, odds are we're going to win it. But I think we will get a trophy, either the Champions League or the Premier League. And again, this is me being a biased Chelsea fan, but I'm hoping. I think one thing that is really good about this season coming is the fact that we've had a manager that lasted the season. We've had, I think it was Conte was the last manager that lasted 2. No, Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard lasted 2 seasons, or a season and a half. But since then, Tuchel also lasted for a minute. But yeah, I mean, we had a season where we had 3 managers in one season. I think we had Pochettino, Graham Potter, and Lampard in one season. So the fact that we've had one manager finishing the season, he's still here for the following season, is a plus. And I think Maresca has got something about him, and I wasn't sure that he had it when we signed him, but I think he has got something about him that is going to enable us to be challenging. Realistically, I think we will be very close to a big title, Champions League or the Premier League. Will we win it? I'm hoping, but we'll have to wait and see. Before we end the stream, I want to take a minute for Zion to let everyone know a little bit about his channel and where they can find him and what's his content about. Tell people a bit about your channel, Nee. Blue Clouds Media. Let's hear it.
Thank you very much. I want to say this real quick before I start, plugging myself. I'm not worried about Man City, Matt. I'm not worried about him because Pep Guardiola have proven to me that when it comes to rebuilding, he can do it. He couldn't do it. Okay. He couldn't do it, and he's still struggling. I see those glimpses that there's so many space there that teams can explore when they play against Manchester City. So I'm not worried about Man City. But anyway, thank you very much.
I disagree. I disagree with you. I think Manchester City are in trouble, mate. But yeah, go ahead. Let us hear it. Let us hear it.
Well, thank you very much, Mo, for having me. It's wonderful. It's been it's a great stream we've had having legends like Matt on the show. I haven't seen his content before. It's the first time talking to him, and his football knowledge is very, very deep. I mean, I'm talking about deep, and then also Mo himself handled the stream also very, very well, and his also football knowledge is very, very deep. To be part of these, stream and among these
don't forget
football.
Sadiq, Worldwide Chelsea. Don't forget Sadiq.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Wild World Chelsea. Yeah. I remember I used to watch him all the time. I even remember I told Mo I haven't seen him in a while, but I hope he's doing well. Then Mo told me things behind the scenes. But yeah, big up to him. It's nice to be on the platform at the same time with him discussing football. But I guess my name is Nee. Blue Clouds Media. It's actually a company registered here in Michigan, United States. So what we do is we've been holding up a little bit, but then we're waiting for a little bit to get out there. We're more of a publication platform. It's three things together. We got a photographing session, podcast session, and also we do news presentation. Very soon our studio will be up and ready for us to see more of what you've been seeing on TV. If we can even compare that to maybe CNN or maybe a ESPN, that kind of a thing. So you can find us on X, Blue Clouds Media LLC on X, and also Blue Clouds Media on all these social media platforms. Right there, the main head behind these things is me. But then there are other guys also behind the scenes. When the time is up, we'll put all of them on our list and you get to know them. But yeah, thank you very much, Mo, for having me.
My pleasure. And the link to his YouTube channel is in the description, lads. So make sure you go check it out. Nee, it's been a pleasure. When is your next stream going to be on? When are you streaming next?
I'll be back on Monday. We stream Monday, usually Monday to Friday. I always try to give time for the family. So Saturday and Sundays, I try to run away. Unless Chelsea are playing, then I'll jump on and do a content if Chelsea plays in the weekend. So Premier League, I might have some days, but Saturday and Sundays, I usually take them off for the family.
And guys, I do try whenever I can to jump on Blue Clouds Media. So if you miss me, you can find me on Blue Clouds Media on one of his streams. Nate, thank you for your time, much appreciated. And I know it's early hours with in the morning for you, so thank you for making the time to be on this the stream.
I have to say something here. The platform is not allowing me to use my Mozilla Firefox. You get what I mean? If you look at this. Whenever I'm StreamYard, I'm on StreamYard or any of the streaming platform. My video kind of like breaks a little bit. You could tell it doesn't move fluently like it's supposed to. But I was trying to use Firefox, it won't let me. It told me to use Chrome, and I don't know why. I think
I think when you watch it back, I think it'll smooth itself out. I'm hoping.
You see, look at me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not moving smoothly. It's like a little breaks in there. But I'll try to figure out why.
That's a you problem because Matt is fine.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Big up to you, Nee. Thank you so much. I will see you. I will see you in the next one.
Thank you. All right.
Take care, Baba. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Matt, last man standing. Yeah, big up to you. All right. So Matt is a new YouTuber. Tell people a little bit about your content and where they can find you.
Cool. So my name's Matt. I started my YouTube channel, The Stamford Sink. It is literally 9 weeks ago today. So I can't believe how quickly it's already like to be able to feature and on a stream like this with yourself and to be able to meet Nee and Sadiq, and already it's just like it feels like yesterday that I was waking up every morning watching football therapy on my way to work. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just I'm kind of vibes, but I like stats and graphic overlays and stuff as well. I like deep dives, I like conversations. I'm definitely going to try and get into doing more live streams 100%. I'm really early on my journey. If anyone watching the stream hasn't checked me out yet, I would absolutely love to see you guys on my channel. If I do get into the live streams, I'd absolutely love to have you on my channel as well, man. Thanks so much for having me. It's been great.
100%. And guys, link in the description. You can find his channel in the description. Go check it out. I know some of you have already subscribed, but please show some love and support. We all started with one subscriber, and it's a grind, it's a journey. He's one of us. let's give him as much support as we can. Big up to you, Matt. When you, I think you post daily, right? Daily content?
Yeah, at the moment I'm posting daily, essentially, unless I put a post up saying I'm taking a day off for burnout, which I haven't done very much. But yeah, I'm trying to get something out every day at the moment.
Big up to you. And guys, like I said, go show some love. And, I'll guarantee you're going to enjoy his content. I was literally, I think it was last week, just flicking through my timeline and something happened and it literally paused on your video. So I think it might be my wife who called me or something. I just turned away. It was literally scrolling, and when I turned back, the autoplay feature was enabled. So I could see you talking in the background. I'm thinking, let me click on this and hear what he's got to say. And I literally clicked on the video and I'm thinking, man, this guy's got, he's got a good opinion, a good rationale. I'm like, let me watch his older videos. And I watched a couple of your videos. I'm like, no, that's a good channel. It's a good channel. And that's why I reached out to you. So, guys, go watch his videos. You will enjoy it. I guarantee it. Matt, thank you for your time. Thank you for being on. Much appreciated. Open invitation to you, to Nee, to Sadiq, and to the other guys I reached out to. This is a platform for everyone to partake in. So definitely see you in future streams. And I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'd love to come back, man. Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on.
Cheers, Matt. Take care. Have a good night, brother.
You too, mate. Nice one.
Bye-bye. All right, so my end screen. I got to find this end screen. Where is it? Here we go. I think this is the one. Not this one. This is the one. All right, so thank you all for the support on the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, please let me know. You can put them in the comment tab once the stream goes is dropped down as a recorded video. Give me your comments, give me your thoughts. I am looking to make my streams roughly around an hour. I know in the past we streamed for a couple of hours, but I want to make content that is watchable again. Yeah, so if I make it for 2 hours, no one's going to stick around for 2 hours. So I'm hoping to make it for about an hour, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you all. Cassidy, Oni, behind the dugout. I will be reaching out to you at some point, hopefully to get you on to one of our streams. So reach out to me on TikTok or on Twitter, and then we'll organize something. Papa Chelsea, Dan, big up to you. I'm not sure if you're still here, but thank you for being here, for partaking. Dominic, Courtney, everyone who's been on the stream, thank you all for your support. Thank you all for the love you've shown. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. And I'll be streaming again next Sunday. I am looking to maybe increase the frequency of the streams, but it all depends on the schedule. I think I may be streaming once the season starts, a match review after every game, potentially. Still thinking about it. I want to see how this stream looks on my channel, see how this content develops with you guys. The more love, the more support you show with the channel, the streams, the more streams you're going to get. All right, people. Thanks to everyone who took part in the stream, from the panel to the guys in the chat. And I will see you guys in my next upload. Take care. Stay safe. Peace.